Hello and welcome to my first ever gameplay commentary of Grid Autosport. We are in the Custom Cup in the Endurance category, Group 2 cars. We're racing in the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG GT3, racing for the Liqui Moly Racing team. So coming straight into the first lap, we're going to brake at the 100-meter board super hard, get the car in first gear, get it nicely turned in. And thankfully the car behind made a little mistake, so that puts us at an easy 15th position. So through this part of the track, a few cars make a few mistakes, and thankfully we capitalize off that, putting us in 12th position. So on this massive straight, we almost reached 200 miles per hour, got a lift and braked super hard, quite a bit of contact. Almost chaos over there, but thankfully no big crashes were made. It's coming through this part of the corner. The two Mercedes up front make a bit of contact. Going to try and capitalize off that contact. We're just trying to make sure not to get the car crashed. So coming up here, the driver to the left makes huge contact, tries to run us wide off the track, but thankfully we fight back and we push on. So we brake super hard at that part of the track, and thankfully they made a mistake. They didn't like the fact that we capitalized off that mistake. They bashed us for it, so that puts us in 9th position. Now thankfully the Aston Martin from behind is quite slow, called Andre De Garo for Razor Motorsports, so that puts us at an easy 8th position. However, we've got to be super careful of the car behind. That is a Raven West driver. Raven West in this game are known for being pretty fast, so we got to be careful, especially since they're quite aggressive and they can catch up to you easily on the straights in most cars. Not all cars, but most cars. As you can see right here, they get a good run. So we've got to brake super hard onto the first bus stop chicane, going into the middle part of the track to get a bit of defensive maneuvers. Got to be careful of the white marker to indicate just how close they are, and we keep the position. So coming into lap 2, braking hard, going for a super dive bomb there at the 100-meter board. First gear to get the car turned in nicely, and that puts us in 7th position. So now we're just going through the gears right behind the Audi R8 LMS Ultra for the Ford Motorsport team. That's the second driver. I believe the other one is up ahead. We're going to pick our overtaking opportunities wisely here, braking super hard right behind the Aston Martin, and thankfully we get ourselves into 6th position. Now the Aston Martin makes a huge mistake, but so do we. We get on the gravel, almost lost control there, but thankfully we just managed to keep the car nicely controlled. So that puts us in 5th position. So right here we get a nice run, nice clean exit there. We are battling for 4th position against the Mercedes for Team Kicker. Now we get a nice wide overtake, nice outside overtake there, putting us into 4th position. So here braking nice and hard. I wanted to go for a wide overtake there, an outside overtake there, but it just wasn't possible. I would have ran off the track. Almost lost control there, but we just managed to keep the car nice and planted. Now here I have to be really careful because I don't know what their plans are. The Aston Martin up ahead, gonna shift down a bit, and the Audi R front brakes a bit too early, so we had to ease off there for a second. Unfortunately we get a penalty over here, but thankfully it's not too bad. So now we're on to the final lap, braking hard near the 100-meter board. I braked a bit too late there. I wanted to brake a bit earlier, just at the 100-meter board, just to get a nicer run. Coming up here, I almost wanted to go full throttle, but it just wasn't possible because I didn't know what the car ahead was gonna do. But thankfully the Mercedes was pretty quick on the straight, so we managed to get easy overtaking opportunity into third position. We're braking super hard here, getting on the curb there. You want to get as much curb as possible so that you can get a nicer run on the exit over here. So braking hard here, right behind the Audi. Now the Audi is quite quick, especially in the corners, but thankfully I'm quite quick myself, so I catch up quite nicely. Here I'm planning to go for a nice undercut overtake, and we managed to just make it stick.
You picked up some cosmetic damage, that's all.
So coming up here, we brake nice and early, not too early, but just right on time. Now this sequence of corners is my favorite, so that's why I'm able to take them pretty well. So currently we are behind the fastest driver in the entire game, Nathan McCain, for Raven Western Motorsport. Now because it's the final lap, I want to make sure I can get to first place as quickly as possible. Now thankfully the Mercedes, as I said before, is quick on the straight, especially with the minus 100 downforce setup that I put on. So we managed to get a nice overtake because they left themselves wide open. Now we're just trying to defend a little bit here because they can go quite aggressive, and we managed to make it stick, not going off track, and that is the race done.
First with a 1 second lead. Final lap. Keep that lead intact.
I accidentally left the race engineer comms open there, so didn't mean to do that. Managed to get a nice 2:07 fastest lap. It's pretty decent lap time, not too bad. Thank you for watching. This video didn't really involve a script. I'm just really going rapid fire, going straight from what's on my mind. So thank you for watching, and if you'd like to see more, just let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.